So typically, the reliable Alisson Becker and Van Dijk, both committing errors today that were costly for Liverpool. Arsenal will not mind 3-1. Coach, what are we highlighting?
We are just highlighting Arsenal's second goal.
Okay.
And I want to stress on the communication between Alisson and Van Dijk. Should Alisson have actually gotten himself involved in that? That I don't think so. Now, when you look at the ball, it's a routine pass from Margaret. It's a route one sort of football. At this stage, you pause it here. At this stage, who is in charge of that ball?
Van Dijk.
Clearly, it's Van Dijk.
Yeah.
Clearly, it's Virgil van Dijk. As to why Alisson decided to come out of his goalpost, he's the best person to explain that. If he chose not to come out, Van Dijk, at this stage, has his body in between him the ball, and Martinelli. So he's in charge. Alisson decides to stay. If he decides to come back, Van Dijk gives him the ball. The move is recycled, and Liverpool are on the ascendancy. At this stage, it was 1-1. And we were doing the game on radio. At this stage, Liverpool looked the most likely team to score. They had established a certain rhythm that they were imposing themselves on the game. Arsenal, up to this stage, the 66th minute of the second half, hadn't gotten a shot on target yet. This was Arsenal's first shot on target. And it was a complete giveaway. So all that I'm saying is that if you're a goalkeeper, again, tactical, or if you're a goalkeeper, anytime you see your defender in a 1v1 situation, don't come and join in the chaos. Rather stay there and have a look at it. If your defender wins the battle, hooray. Because you are not involved in the chaos. If he loses the battle, then you have a better understanding on what to do next.
My thinking is this, just briefly. There's just something telling me that maybe Alisson feels like Martinelli will burn Van Dijk for pace. And so he will probably get ahead of him.
Look at the area he's covered to be where he is. The ball, as at this stage, is not in his box. The ball, again, is in between. Look at Van Dijk. He's a sensible defender. You could clearly see his left hand. He knew where Martinelli is blocking him off. So he's in charge. Look, that is why he was bought for £76 million. He is that good. He is that intelligent. He knew the whereabouts of what Martinelli. So tactically, he's blocking enough. But this is what Martinelli also did. The moment he saw Alisson choosing to get involved in the chaos, he now just shoved Van Dijk a bit into the path of Alisson.
And they confused each other and gave the ball to him.
And there was a free ball to just roll into the back of the net. Look at that. Look at that. That is unacceptable. That is unacceptable. So again, look at it. Van Dijk, there's no way Martinelli is pushing Van Dijk in such a way that he gets in charge of this ball. No, it's not going to happen. So I think it was a complete giveaway. It was at the stage of the game where everything was very, very crucial. You needed to be spot on. You needed to get it right. And Alisson, again, you could clearly see it got to him because after this goal, he was never the same.
He was all over
no
the
wonder
place.
A goalkeeper of his caliber beating at his near post, nutmeg, wouldn't have happened on any other day. So if you're a goalkeeper, don't get involved if it is a 1v1. Wait to see what happens. Based on what happens, you have a better judgment to come in.
Dennis, let me come to you. So, I mean, have your take on the United West Ham game and then touch on this game for me as well.
Okay, so I'll start from the West Ham game. I feel that David Moyes is paying for some of the mistakes he has done. I don't think he has fully maximized his squad. I kept on saying earlier on in the season that if you have a very big squad and you're not able to maximize it in terms of adversity, then you realize that the players that come in may not cope with the momentum. And he had consistently played a certain team for a very long time. And I said, even in the Europa games where he was supposed to give the chance to other players like Berama and Kone and all of those guys.
He was playing.
He kept on playing consistently, Paqueta, Kudus, Bowen. And so the moment Kudus came to that team and started firing, he's not had a rest. And you see, the season is
long.
It's long. And Paqueta was not being rested up. And I think that he's the most
influential player.
Exactly. And he's the most dynamic player in the team. So I felt that there were games that I felt that he could have actually given a rest to Paqueta and given a chance to other players to play in. And now he has a situation where Paqueta is on a long-term injury and he's not really gotten somebody in there that will fill the gap in such situations. And that's why they're suffering. And I feel for them the more because he's brought in Calvin Phillips, who is very rusty. He brought him in the Bournemouth game. He was a bundle of nerves. He was making mistakes everywhere. And then in this game, he decided to put him on the bench because he realized that the mistake he made against Bournemouth, he was not willing to repeat that. So he brought him in the second half. And you could see that the guy has not played football for a very long time.
Very obvious.
And you could see that he looks very rusty.
It's very obvious.
Exactly. And my issue, I want to understand why he got rid of Fornals and Benrahma. Because when I look at that West Ham bench, I don't see who is going to be coming
maybe there's the need to balance their books. That can be the only explanation.
Generally, that can be the only explanation.
And then I fear for them because you see they have Antonio who is actually injured.
Injury prone, yep.
Today they played Ben Johnson on the right side. This tells you that they're actually struggling for creativity. And I'm wondering how they're going to cope in such situations because even as at now they still have Kudus, they have Bowen. They could have a situation where Kudus might get injured or even Bowen might get injured. So how are they going to cope with that situation? So I think for West Ham, they have a long way to go. I think they're going to have further struggles.